as well, Jignesh, any names that you want to point out to apart from the ones that you have? And in terms of strategy, a lot of people would be wary of the kind of up move that we've seen in terms of how to plan for the week ahead, right?
Correct, Alex. I believe the way that market has moved today with a huge gap up, and not only the gap up, mostly all sectorial indices are up. With that note, I think market participant will have to think about, in terms of risk and reward. I think with current levels, there is a much higher risk compared to the rewards, and volatility is definitely going to come even on the 23rd, as we will see the poll results in reality. So I suggest from current level, when Banknifty is trading at around 305.20, the today's low is going to be the support. So 301.23 is the support. So for Banknifty, if market goes down at least below 3,400 some levels, it can be viable. At the same time, Nifty, if it goes below 11,650, which is today's opening level, if it goes below this level, I think it can be viable with a stop loss of today's low at 11,590. I think the names that I would like to recommend for today is Auto, because Auto is the beaten down stocks, and I guess M&M and MRF and Motherson.
We've got your picks, Jignesh. We've got your picks. I just want a view in terms of strategy.
Okay.
Jignesh, coming to you on a couple of stocks. Riddhi Shah wants to know about Engineers India. Let's pull up that chart and see where it's currently trading. From what I can see, it's just about that 115 mark. Over the last few sessions, it has moved a little higher. And if we can pull up the last month or so, in fact, it's up about 6% in trade. The second stock is ArvindLimited, again, which has seen just a little bit of an uptick in the past couple of sessions, or past few sessions. It's up about 10% today. How do you look at the recent up moves, Jignesh, and what is a strategy that you would suggest?
For Engineers India, I think stock is still making lower tops and lower bottoms, and it has a falling trend line at around 120 some levels. So I think 117 or 120 is going to act as a very good resistance. So for now, Engineers India is not the stock which I would suggest to buy. I think exit is something I would suggest for Engineers India. For Arvind, I think the stock has completed its momentum over downside, and stock has fallen too much. So from 70, if the support has come, it is going to survive at least for a few days for now. So 95 is going to be the target for Arvind. 81 is some level that is on my screen. 78 should be the target, should be the stop loss for Arvind.
Okay, 10%
shares at what is a very attractive level of 3,849. The stock is up about 45% in the year-to-date period. It is currently at close to 4,500. He's looking for a short-term view, Jignesh, for the next 6 months. Do you see it cooling off a little bit, and should he book a part of his profits as of now?
Of course, booking a profit from current level makes sense, just because stock has rallied from 3,600 levels to 4,800 some levels in a short span of time, at least in, I think, 10 trading sessions only. So from current level, the momentum is too much. It is always makes sense when you have such a stock and booking a profit. So I would suggest to book a profit. If stock goes below 4,000, I think a viewer should once again take a review and could buy the quantity that he has already sold.
Okay, the stock's more than doubled in last 1 year. Good going for Merck. Sivakumar.
Because obviously its fortunes are tied with the OEMs. But we've got Tapan Reddy who's asking for a short-term view. Can you give him the levels to watch out for?
Right. One of the stock I heard, but second one I did not hear, Alex. What was that?
Capacit'e, Infra and Motherson, Sumi.
So Motherson Sumi is one stock that I have already recommended. I mean, I have already a positive view on it because it has already gone down too much. 124 is some levels. 115 should be the stop loss for this counter. 140 is something that I expect at least in a month for Motherson Sumi. So Motherson Sumi is a buy for me. Capacite Infra, I think the stock has going into the positive momentum currently. 236 is the level on my screen. 220 should be the stop loss, and 250 should be the target in at least 2 weeks from now.
Okay, let's take our next query from Akshay Mittal. He's holding Radico, Khaitan at 399 and also something at Karnataka Bank at 125. And both the stocks are below at least Akshay's buying price. And he wants to know if he should sell them or add more at current levels. Jignesh, I'm going to come back to you. Technically, would you advise somebody to average out Radico, Khaitan bought at 399 and the other one is Karnataka Bank bought at 125?
I think both the stock does not have good momentum, at least on the upside. Both of them are making lower tops and lower bottoms. And recently, with the market going up, this both stock have gone down. Clearly, it's a negative divergence from both of them. I don't suggest to hold both these stocks for now. And Karnataka Bank has already gone below its long-term moving average, long-term support line. So both of them, from my side, exit is something that the viewer should consider.
Versus 28.5. So clearly, post the numbers, you're seeing that buying coming in for the stock of Bharat Forge. A good operational quarter because the margins have risen to almost 31% versus 28.5, which was seen in the base quarter.
8.5% and volumes are spiking. All right, let's talk about a short-term query now. Rangarajan Balakrishnan has got a question on Bandhan Bank for the next 3 months. Let's pull up the chart and see what it's currently trading. Bandhan Bank up 6%, as I think are a lot of its peers, Jignesh. But with regard to this next 3 months, what are the levels that you would watch out for?
For next three months, I think the support line should be 200-day simple moving average. It is currently placed at 525, so 525 should be the stop loss for Bandhan Bank. Stock can at least go to 650 with the current momentum. Stock is pretty positive, so doesn't have to worry for 3 months. 3 months is a considerable view, and I think 650 is the smallest target that viewers should look at.
Okay, the next one is on Phillips Carbon. I'm going to come back to you, Jignesh. One of our viewers, he's bought 450 shares at 220 rupees and the current price is at 140. What would you advise him to do? Should he average out or should he just book losses here?
I think Phillips Carbon is something which has gone down considerably, but with the current 2 days move, I think stock is going off the 120 some levels. So 120 should be watched as a stop loss, and the stock can go to 160 with the current momentum. Of course, it is a contra view, but viewer can hold two his stocks with the target of 160 in coming 2 to 3 weeks.
Parthiv.
Okay, Jignesh, I'm going to come to you. Natco Pharma purchased at 570. What are the charts indicating? What would you advise the person to do currently at 525?
Well, he can hold because he has lost too much from the current levels. 515 should be the stop loss. Only 10 rupees away from current levels. 560 should be the target for Natco Pharma.
Okay. Shankar, Azmi Housing Finance, Ujwal Kumar wants to know the technicals. Does it warrant a fresh entry? What would you say?
For fresh entry, yes, he can go ahead with the fresh entry. 500 should be the stop loss. 560 should be the target.